Okay, so the last time we played, you guys had finally reached the deepest bowels of the fire elemental node, the volcanic chamber underneath the fire temple, underneath the Scarlet Hill uh, in Helm, where a band of fire cultists had been posing as druids to enact this strange rite called the Rite of the Wicker Giant. And you guys had confronted the avatar of Imix, the elemental lord of fire, and throwing the dagger, Tinder Strike, into the fire portal, had closed the portal, ending the kind of elemental unbalance in this area. Um, so we ended off, I think, basically uh, at the conclusion there, as you guys had closed the portal. Um, so we can pick up basically from there, depending on what you guys want to do from here. If you just want to leave immediately, or if you want to do some, like explore what's left, so to speak.
Is there something we left behind over here?
You guys have not explored every single inch of the fire temple, and I think you probably got most of the fire elemental node.
Do you believe it is probable we will find some sweet loot in those unexplored corners?
You ask empty air.
I
Empty
ask
air
empty air.
does not respond.
But speaking of loot, did we finish looting? Did we get all the sweet loot from this?
Well, no, there are some
From-
corners we haven't
No,
explored.
not from the corners, but
Ah,
conquering the people here. It's been a few weeks, so I don't remember.
So,
well, you mean
the cultist leader, Vanifer, the red tiefling that you guys had encountered, her body, when you killed her, had turned into smoke, basically. And her magic weapon, the Tinder Strike, is what you threw into the portal to close the portal itself. As for Imix, he was just basically a big fire elemental, so there wasn't any physical loot left. But you guys could try to do a search and see what you find in terms of. There was just like a bedroom here amongst the bigger chamber here down south a little bit. So it's up to you guys.
would that be an investigation roll or perception?
It would be an investigation roll. Just to remind you, though, the heat here is so oppressive that the longer you spend here, the more exhausted you could become. So
Yeah,
that's
true.
just your trade-off there.
I'm good to take the power orb that we have in the other dimension to the orc camp for safekeeping.
Let's see. Do I have wild shapes? I could transform into a fire elemental and investigate things. But fire elemental would burn everything it picks up.
I think you should like go to this crazy lava bleeding out of the eyes skull creature statue over here and investigate that. I feel like there would be some sweet loot, maybe like in the teeth.
Yeah, but don't
do
you
like-
want its eyeballs? I can get its eyeballs if you want.
I wasn't going there, but I mean, now that you mention it, I would be curious to see what's underneath the lava. There's some stone eyeballs. I would be interested.
Can I
But-
perceive if...
Do you want me to throw you?
We tried
No,
that before.
no,
It worked really well.
no.
You can see that this huge stone statue is now starting to kind of crumble. And
Oh.
it is slowly kind of coming away in chunks.
Yeah, that could be a problem because the lava levels could rise. We could be dealing with some sort of climate change related to this statue.
An event akin to a climate change, we should get the fuck out of here. That thing is unstoppable.
Let's slowly get away from it.
I mean, there's probably natural warming and cooling cycles of this lava cavern, but let's go.
This place is terrible. Let's actually make haste and get out of here. As I recall, it's very sweaty.
So you guys just gonna head to the surface, or are you going to explore the dungeon a bit more?
We have to get our orb first.
Well, not
Don't leave.
first. If we explore the dungeon, we should keep the orb safe.
We've accomplished what we came here to do. I say we leave
We did.
as soon as we can.
This is exactly what we should have done here.
Yeah, we looted this place, or at least like we didn't find anything else.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Back to the magnificent mansion.
To the mansion.
To the Kelnozz ladies.
To the Kelnozz, he says.
I demand to be
I'm already
pampered.
there.
I request a dozen Kelnozz slaves to give my feet a nice massage.
I'll jump in on that too.
Where's the most comfortable? Oh yeah, I'm going in this room. Wait, did we call rooms? I can't remember. Here, you want to get on this couch with me, Grage? We can get like a Kelnozz slave train going on.
Ooh, I want the garden.
So many terrible things there. Yes, I'm coming.
You made it even worse.
Alright, so you guys start relaxing in the magnificent mansion.
Kelnozz, I need to ask Prismatica if she can craft me some boots for my short legs, to help my short legs.
I'm sure she could help, but I don't want her to know the location of this place. So
Oh, right, of course, yes.
just out of caution. She's a bit of a loose cannon.
I thought you trusted her.
Oh, I do, but not that much.
Yeah. But you raise a good point. She is.
I mean, she might be well aware of this little, like... Is this like a pocket dimension, or
Unclear.
unclear?
Not quite. It's not. I don't. It's not like a different dimension.
It's definitely like an extra dimensional space. So where you're not exactly on the material plane.
Yeah, she may... I mean, she may be aware, but... I'm not gonna... When we go back, we can call it, because I still have that ruby... I have, it's like a ruby of some sort. Small ruby to summon Prismatica, yeah.
Oh, does it have infinite use?
As far as I can tell, it's still... I assume, Bob, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but it's still like warm and magic-y to the touch?
Yes.
Cool.
Okay. I'll bring it up when we get back to the camp.
All right. Do we want to do a long rest before we come up with a plan of what's next?
Yeah, I'm looking at
I
spells.
think so. Yeah, I think I burned a lot of spells there.
Relax in the mansion.
Well, yeah, if we're taking out the orb, we should probably be, well prepared. At full strength. Plus, I just kind of want to be pampered for a few hours.
Same here.
Pretty hot down there.
This is probably a good spot too. This little cool fountain. We can head
Yeah.
over there after.
I like being around these little bushes.
Fountain's nice, but I mean, Earc's in a full pool.
Yeah, I've got like my
Yeah, there is a pool?
sweet hot tub going on over here.
That's the closest
Oh,
thing to a
man.
pool we have in here.
Oh my god, a hot tub even.
Yeah, it's
Pool
got
party?
a bar on
Okay,
the
pool
side.
party.
Are there underwater Kelnozzes in there?
There can
Well, yeah,
be if you drown
wherever
the
you-
Kelnozzes.
Wherever you want them.
Yeah, I'd like to
Spectral
use a
mermaid
Kelnozz chair.
Kelnozzes.
Yeah. And there's like there's like crazy amounts of food in here too. Like this place is stocked.
Can they serve us like martinis and stuff?
That's the description.
Shaken, not stirred.
A staff of 100 servants. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And did you say they're wearing like tuxedos or something?
Yeah, I guess. I think
What about the mermaid ones?
each time we, create this place, it's a little bit different. Sometimes they're dressed up in, BDSM
God.
outfits.
Like zippers over them.
Yeah,
Standard Tuesday night affair.
chains and rings.
Terrifying.
All right. I guess.
It's up to
do
you
we get
guys.
our long rest?
Yeah,
Good?
long rest. Long rest.
Orbs?
Yeah. If you guys would like to do a long rest, you do a long rest. You're
Alright.
untouchable in this mansion.
Oh yeah.
Oh, we're untouchable anywhere, Bob.
We spend the rest of the campaign here.
I tempt my fate.
All right. So now that we're all rested up,
Oh, we have the orb. The orb is here, right?
do we want to just teleport home with the orb? Is that what we want to do, or do we want to get there another way?
I can teleport us if we find a tree.
If I hadn't single-handedly killed that kraken, we could ride that kraken back.
Well, or that.
It's
I can-
dead, so we can't. It's dead.
We probably have many ways to appear where we want to appear.
Yeah,
Right,
especially going back to a town. Like I can cast teleportation circle. I know.
Yeah.
that-
If we go to a tree, we can just walk to a tree. Like,
Are there trees down here?
oh, there might not be trees.
Oh, did we establish that the palace trees could work for the teleportation?
I
That's why we
didn't
planted
ever
them.
brought it up.
That was strategically done so that we could teleport into like secure locations within.
Ooh. So we can teleport from within a tree here.
Or are there trees down here?
Getting
You
back
gotta-
home
you gotta
is
rub up on a tree.
sufficiently trivial for you guys.
Do we want to go back, or do we want to go back out into the dungeon and do anything else?
I think that dungeon. We're done with that dungeon. I feel like it's too like hot and shitty there.
Yeah.
I know Tharhun was getting a little cranky. So.
Oh, I'm really cranky. You guys don't even want to know. We
All
shouldn't
that
risk
extra
anymore.
time for sleeping?
Oh, that's true, I guess. Okay, after a nap, Tharhun is noticeably less grouchy.
You gotta get in this pool though, Tharhun.
It's
Okay.
nice.
Hmm.
Cannonball! Oh, I landed on the deck. It's a definite broken leg.
Okay, so you cast teleportation circle.
Yeah, we all go back
With our orb.
with our orb.
We just gave up on the fire dungeon?
No, we solved it.
We won.
Ah.
Yeah. We tossed the sword into the portal.
Oh, yes, the sword went in the portal, you're right. I also
Could do
heard
more
that we were
exploring
retiring
inside the
and
dungeon.
staying in the party mansion on an ongoing
Yeah.
basis.
That's right.
Once every 24 hours, everyone's got to get out for
Yeah,
10
right
seconds.
out of the pool. Gotta do this thing again.
Clean the pool.
Okay, so you guys appear in the Lighthouse Fortress in the teleportation circle that
Spiderwebs on the
resides there.
camera.
And in this part of the area, which is more or less inhabited by Dorsas, acolytes, and sages, you get a pretty tense feeling out of it. Everyone is kind of in a state of panic and kind of discussing with each other, looking to each other. They look like they're really not sure what to do or who's in charge. And scanning around the room, you see Dorsa is not anywhere to be found here.
Dorsal Lato's missing?
She's not in the room.
Are there like attendants here, or like other people that I could speak to that aren't running around like crazy?
Yeah, you could grab any number of people. You could grab an acolyte or a sage, or there's fortress guards around. You could seek out someone else.
I'll walk over to one of the guards, one of the fortress guards. I'll say, "Hello, what's going on here? Seems like everyone is very busy and panicked."
He says something to one of his colleagues there. It says, Dr. Nevik wants to speak to you. Just wait a moment. And one of the guards leaves. And while he's gone, he says, since you've been gone for the past few days, things have become very strange here in Seaton.
We took many long rests down there.
He says,
yeah, sure.
a large red crystal seems to have grown in the middle of the trades quarter of Seaton. Dorsa and Eliander and even Charlie have gone into there, and we haven't seen them for a couple days.
So you said it was a red crystal?
He nods. He says, like a giant ruby. It seems to have been growing over the past few days. There are many
How does
people...
one enter a ruby?
He says,
It's a legit question.
there's a door. A faceted door in the ruby.
What kind of ruby is this?
I'm sure it's nothing to worry about. Everything will sort itself out. We don't have to panic.
He says, I don't know what kind of cursed ruby it is, but I do know that people who go too close to that ruby take on a strange demeanor and almost become enslaved by it.
Very strange ruby.
Wouldn't happen
Never
to be
seen that before.
where the blacksmith was setting up a shop, would it?
He nods and says, it's grown in the middle of the trade district.
Kelnozz.
Hey,
Oh.
I hope this doesn't interfere with my boots acquisition.
You guys can go to a window rather, and you can see it from here. There is a large ruby, like a large chunk of ruby that is growing out of the trades quarter and hovering above the 1 to 2 story buildings that are there. And you can see in the air like a cloud of dust kind
It's
of
it's
roughly
hovering.
going around it. No, it's not hovering. Sorry, but it's above. It's
so big.
peeking up over the roofs of the
Oh,
1 to
okay.
story buildings. And there's like a rough dust cloud around it.
well, we should probably go investigate that.
I can dispel if you get cursed or mind controlled or something.
What if
So-
you get mind control?
Oh.
After a few moments, the gnomish tinkerer apprentice of Charlie Chimebeard, Dr. Nevik, comes up to you, and he's got a large bundle in like a burlap sack, and he goes, "Oh, thank God you're here. Charlie Chimebeam's been missing. Gumgar and Eleander and Dorsa as well."
Can you tell us anything about this crystal structure? This ruby?
He shakes his head and he says, "I've been staying away from it. I was in my workshop when it first started, and somehow I've become in charge here when everyone else is gone."
Did you see where everyone else went? Did they leave any notes or tell you where they were going, or disappeared in the middle of the night?
Yeah.
Dorsa, Charlie, and Eleander were beckoned there. One of the soldiers came with a strange look on his face, saying that they were needed at the Ruby. They went into the Ruby, but they never came out.
Well, yeah, they're needed.
Gumgar went in there to save them. He hasn't come out either. The orcs are getting a little unruly with their war chief gone. Everyone's on edge.
Could you...
We know Eleander pretty well. Maybe we could use the Scrying Orb to figure out where he is.
Cry the shit out of him.
Yeah, we could scry. I
That's
have
true.
a scrying spell, and we have a scrying orb.
Let's do that.
Double scrying. So we are scrying. Can we actually do that, Bob?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Pretty sure we have items from Eleander somewhere in our...
Yes.
He's given us our medals of heroism and things like that, so...
We use all those, and we use the memory of him, and we're scrying to see, like, where is he? How is he? Like, what can we actually... Let me see what the... what scrying does.
He's got to make a saving throw, basically. But
Eleander does?
Yeah.
Yeah, my DC is 17.
And all kinds of pluses on them, though, because we have first hand. So it's +5.
So if we're able to scry the shit out of him, we know he's in this plane then.
Ooh. It only works in this plane of existence.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
it has to be on the same plane of existence.
You're right, you're right.
Well, it's worth a shot.
All right, in that case, it fails.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, well, there we go.
Way to read the stuff right.
Well, now we know that the ruby is a portal to a different plane.
There is some information there.
Doctor.
It's the first line. I literally read the first line and repeated it.
Yeah, but none of the rest.
I didn't read any further down.
Dr. Nevik says, "You need to go and check out that ruby and see if you can get these guys back. But before you go, I've been working on that crystal sample that you brought me back." And he unwraps his burlap bundle, and you see a strange metal item which appears to be a crossbow stock with a glowing purple crystal embedded onto the barrel, with the limbs and the strings removed, and a long grooved metal barrel extends beyond the crystal.
Ooh.
This is a laser rifle.
Oh,
That was pretty badass.
So he offers it up to the group and says, "From what I can tell, every time you fire this, the crystal gets a little bit weaker.
Oh.
Seems like there's probably about 100 shots on it.
Huh.
Kicks like a mule, too.
have you tested it?
Just once or twice.
So 98 shots.
No,
And-
the 100 is from now on."
And
got a
what
bunch
kind
of
of
left.
effect?
+5 Vorpal bow of maiming.
Who wants
So,
this
yeah, who wants it?
crazy weapon?
That's got to be either Ryan or
The Ryan.
Eric, I think. Eric's a good shot
Ooh.
too, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm pretty amazing. I've shown up Bryn a few times, but
Can you use a crossbow?
I don't
So-
have a crossbow, and based on Bryn's aviators, I'd like him to have it.
Get the laser rifle.
And just to be clear, it is made from a crossbow piece, but it is neither of you guys are going to be considered proficient with it.
Oh.
Hmm.
Yeah.
I'll
So-
give it to the #1 ranger.
Yeah, we're great to do things.
So
What is
I got these at a golf tournament. Definitely was a lady's prize bag. They're light purple or pink. I
That's
think
all
they
right.
work well in this
It's a bold-
situation.
Bold style, Ryan. Pretty good.
Only do it in my basement while on camera.
So Ryan, you should have that in your journal now. It does 3d8 radiant damage.
Ooh,
That's not bad.
thank you. Laser rifle. I feel like it needs a more
Fancy name?
yeah, more illustrious name than laser rifle.
This is my boomstick.
Farhan's boomstick of Lazority.
Is that a word?
Oh yeah.
Lazority?
Try and look it up.
Already.
Pretty reaching on this one.
Call it the prismatic cannon.
Ooh.
Pretty
Prismatic
good.
cannon of
Justice?
Special beam
Justice
cannon.
is kind of the fallback.
Fury,
I know. Yeah, it's still
Prismatic cannon of
blasting, fury, damage.
Wine cleaving.
pew pew.
doesn't cleave and twine though. Strange crossbow. Talk with a glowing purple crystal.
Zapping?
Ooh, I like zapping. Prismatic cannon of zapping.
Teamwork.
Can I change the name of it, or is it? It's, no, won't let me.
I'll just change it so you can. You should be able to edit it now.
God, I'm in some sort of.
Ryan's the DM.
How do I change
He's
it?
taking over the campaign.
I don't know. If it doesn't let you change the name, I guess it won't let you do it. What did you call it? The prismatic cannon.
Of zapping.
Of zapping.
I can like shrink it for some reason.
Ooh. No. Don't shrink.
Oh, it's got reload.
Yeah.
3d8 radiant damage. Come in handy for these infernal demons in cahoots with Kelnozz.
So if you're not proficient,
What?
does that mean you have disadvantage on attacks with it?
No, it just means you don't add your proficiency bonus.
Ah,
So it'll probably still be a +5 or something, whatever.
Plus 11.
With just your dex modifier?
Prismatic cannon of zapping. So I just unclick proficient. I can do dex though, right?
Yeah.
Non-proficient range. What's the range? 100, 300, right?
Yeah.
Magic bonus, damage, 3d8 plus dex?
Yeah.
Or just 3d8?
Plus dex.
Plus dex, but not proficiency.
Oh, for damage as well?
For damage, I don't think you normally add proficiency. But I'm not sure. I have to double check.
Yeah, proficiency is not an option on the thing here. Okay, let's give it a shot. See if my thing works.
Aim at Eikooc.
Haha! Right in the face. 17 damage.
99 bullets left.
How do I record how many shots?
You can create a counter on your character sheet, like in the resources on the main page, sort of middle right.
There's also a note section that I think you should be able to edit.
Yeah. Plus resource, other resource.
Pierre Z cannon. Other resource. 99. Yuck, I didn't notice you shielding yourself from that blast in the face.
I guess I cast shield.
Well, way too late. Your face is blasted at this point.
You got zapped, bro.
Roll down.
Is the dragon skull still standing at the gate?
Yep. As far as you know.
I guess we need to head to the trades quarter. Is there anything we want to do before we go there?
Didn't Grage have like brass knuckles of fury being forged, or has that's at the trades quarter probably as well? It may have been.
He had to get he had to get the rams, or he had to get a horn like from either a demon or something, right? But he got that from the what's it called?
The unicorn creature.
The three-headed thing that I'm blanking on.
Cerberus? Hydra? Something else we fought?
I can't believe I'm blanking on this so much. It's like a chimera or something.
Chimera?
Chimera, yeah, chimera. There you go. Oh my
Transports
goodness.
at least 10 troops.
Right, so he got that, but now the idea would be he would have to give it to Charlie Chimebeard to make it for him.
Well, if we could
to go
we
rescue
could do
Charlie
that.
Chimebeard.
Oh, he's one of the
Yeah,
ones that we're looking
he's
for.
been sucked into the vortex of
Okay.
rubies.
I wish I had chips.
Basically-
Who can we drop off the? Yeah, chips would be nice.
True.
Can we drop off the explodey ball before, like, with the right people?
Yep.
We could bring it with us.
Oh,
If things go south with Prismatica, we could just threaten to blow the whole place up.
I want chips so bad.
I think we want to use it for
Damn you.
but
power,
Doritos specifically.
ultimate power.
I don't think we should bring it close to Prismatica. I really don't think that's a
Yeah.
wise idea.
After
Let's
all
not
after
do
all that
that.
work to bring it here, and we're just like,
I'm gonna use
let's just
all
blow it
my
up with us.
wisdom.
Okay, that's fine. I thought it would be a good, if things go south, like, negotiating tool, but fair enough.
We will just. We have ample ammunition in our arsenal to take care of her. I don't think
She's
she.
like a demigod. We have to be careful.
Yeah.
Whatever, we'll just talk to her. It'll be fine. It'll be fine.
Oh boy.
So why don't we head over
We
to...
will win, but we'll put up a good fight.
Why don't we head over to the trade desk? Oh, actually, can we ask Dr. Nevik? Does he have any, like, contraptions or potions that could help shield our mind against mind control and, like, charming effects?
He shakes his head and says, I'm a doctor, not an alchemist. I don't have any potions.
Salve.
I've been
do?
working
Your
on
dog-
this. I've been working on this laser rifle for you, just to find out you don't even like the name.
You're doing excellent work. Keep it up.
He nods and thanks you, and he says, "We can secure the storm orb for you."
Oh, do you have a way of like stabilizing it so that no one can steal it? Can you phase it out, like banish it?
He says, "Well, since the last one was stolen, we've been keeping it on extra guarded duty, and we'll just keep it in its case here, so it doesn't detonate." There's like a chamber basically where the dwarves have been keeping this thing, the previous one you guys got.
Can I do an insight check to see if I believe it'll be safe here? I like look around, do a scan of the room, look for obvious vulnerabilities. Do ocular pat down of all the guards.
Killer pat down.
Okay, make an insight check.
How confident am I in their ability to keep this thing safe?
Well, you certainly have faith in the people around you and the intentions of them, but with Prismatica's effect here, and the fact that one of them has already been stolen once, you're not absolutely confident. There's an unease with the scenario.
I'm wondering if we should just hold on to it. What do you guys think? Oh, just like tabletop.
It seems like a dangerous thing to carry around with us.
I mean, there's
But
already one there.
Also seems like a dangerous thing to leave
That's exactly it.
away from us, right?
Yeah, but what's the difference? Like one will blow up the town, two will just blow up the town doubly as bad.
Well, no, they can be stolen. But can we leave it in the mansion again?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Oh yeah, that's
Maybe we could take the second one and store it in the mansion as well.
Just
New
Consolidate
security
our
policy.
power.
We will become the orb holders.
We could. It burns my most powerful spell slot, but we could do it.
I mean, as soon as the party mansion became available, that spell slot was continuously
that was
spent.
gone.
Like,
If that's what you guys want to do, I can do it.
I didn't think about that, but that's probably the safest option. Just keep it permanently.
do you think it behooves us to
Oh,
do that?
it most certainly behooves us.
I mean, alternatively, we leave it with the guards that they have. They've kept the one safe, but that's not to say, I don't know, some evildoer comes and gets both, and then what do we do?
Two might be a more attractive.
Only good for 24 hours, guys. So if we leave it out here, we got to be confident we can come back in 24 hours to get it. Otherwise, it just pops back out anyway.
We can.
Yeah,
we
that's
can
pretty
come back.
jangly.
Oh yeah, that's super jangly.
Wait, I can
Leave
hear
it with the guards here. They've done okay recently. That's what I say. Out of sight, out of mind, or at least out of our responsibility.
Wait, we will have no problem. Get out of that plane of existence and come back to this one. I can do that. So we will have no problem to come back in 24 hours. Unless we all die. And then what does it matter?
That's what we said when we went into the pocket dimension.
Yeah, but you did not have a druid that can cast level 7 spells.
That's fair.
True.
It was a pretty classic blunder, if I recall.
Yeah.
Who did
Nevik
that?
says, "You can leave it with me. I'm a doctor. You can trust me. We've been studying the first one."
I question medical science in support of whatever rhetoric's going around the orc camp right now. It's very
Get
topical.
into alternative medicine or
Inspiration to Bryn.
Yes. Using today's topics for
tying
inspiration.
it all back together. It's beautiful. All right, very well. Let's leave it with them. We'll hope that they can protect it, and let's hit up the trade district.
That's good.
Okay, so you guys head to the trade district. As you get closer, the air becomes more heavy with sand and blowing dust in the air. And you notice that the closer you get to it, the more and more there are people who are just kind of standing in a blank, with a blank look on their face.
Yeah.
And some of them are kind of doing like menial work. But as you get closer to it, you notice that many are like shining the ruby or digging away at the ground at its base, making space for it to continue to grow.
Grow.
Do you guys do or say anything to these people?
Can you describe what they look like again? Do they look similar to like the cultists that we've
No, they're just-
encountered
they're-
in some of the?
They're townsfolk. They're townsfolk,
okay.
but they appear to be having like a blank stare, a blank, almost catatonic look on their face. But they are kind of doing menial jobs, and when you get close to the ruby, you can see a lot of them are actually working on the ruby itself.
And they're just like they're clearing the space around it so it can continue
The ones
expanding.
that are right next to that are closest to the ruby, yes, they're some of them are digging away at the earth with their hands, with tools. Some of them are like basically shining the ruby with claws and rags.
And we can tell them, you missed the spot.
Do they look in distress? Like, are they physically injured? Are they
Blank.
malnourished?
No, they look fine otherwise.
Okay, they don't have free will.
They've got a blank look on their face.
Do any of us
They
have
are
free will?
covered in dirt and such, but
Seem very productive. I mean,
I like what they've done
that's
with
not
the
so
place.
bad. Yeah,
A little bit
it's
of
a nice
brooming.
looking stone.
Unemployment are at record low levels.
Yes.
and as you guys stand there, you can hear there are people kind of standing around. A lot of them are like calling out to the public. You hear a lot of talking about like people missing and have you seen this person?
Wow.
So you guys saying or doing anything to these people, or what do you do?
Well, I'll go over and speak to someone who's calling out and asking for their missing family members. I'll say, "Who are you looking for?"
This old woman says that she's looking for her son, who has not been seen for days.
Do you have reason to suspect your son is involved with this ruby in some way?
The woman seems exasperated. She shrugs and kind of shakes his head. She says she doesn't know, but there's been so many people who have gone missing over the last couple days, and a few of them have returned with a strange look on their face, and she's not sure if her son is if it's gone wherever they came or if it's unrelated or not.
Okay. Well, I think we need to go and investigate. I think we're not going to get any other information, I don't think. What is your son's name? Maybe we will go and try to find him.
She says it's Destin.
Dustin. Okay. We're going to go and investigate this whole ruby situation.
And if we interact with the people digging and performing daily maintenance on the ruby, is there any reaction from them?
How do you
Or are they
interact
just-
with them?
I look at one of the ones digging and say, "Excuse me, what are you up to here? What are you digging for?"
If you just speak to him, then he doesn't respond. He just continues at his work.
Try and stop him, Bryn.
Excuse me, I'm trying to get your attention, and I kind of like wave my hand in his face.
Rude.
He seems to his eyes seem to shift to you, and you don't see a lot of activity behind the eyes, but you get the sense that he is like he looks over and sees you, and then continues on his work.
Could you please answer my question? And I try to like physically stop him from digging.
Ryan, don't be violent.
I'm not like choking him out or something. I'm just like taking my hand and being like, "Come on, like asking a
Next step.
question."
And
It's
he just
escalating quite quickly.
he just
This is
pushes
how it
back.
escalates with a child. You just, "Hey, don't do that. Hey, pay attention. Listen to me."
Oh god. I
Uh,
hope these are not children we are questioning.
he just basically pushes back, like he uses his body to resist your movement, and doesn't say anything still.
These townsfolk are quite rude for their supreme rulers. They should be answering our questions. Do I take it to the next level and like punch him in the face to get his attention?
Stab him.
No. He's clearly under the influence of some sorcery.
Very well, Tharhun, you typically have sound judgment when it comes to sorcery and twine cleaving.
I know an ensorcelled townsfolk when I see one.
These are kind of our townsfolk. We shouldn't be violent to them.
Oh, and I wasn't violent. I just wanted him to answer my question.
But I agree with Kelnozz. We should investigate a crystal.
Yeah. Yeah, the townsfolk. There doesn't appear to be any, like, in terms of the townsfolk that are, like, mindlessly doing this work, there doesn't appear to be, like, a supervisor or a manager that we could ask to speak to.
I'd like to speak to the manager, please.
But they are all missing.
You don't see anyone who is giving orders or seems to be taking charge.
All right.
Go to the crystal.
Into the crystal.
Okay, so you guys circle the crystal, and on one flat facet of the large crystal, you see a crack lining vertically. And as you approach it,
Someone hasn't been maintaining this crystal
the
properly.
crack
This crack.
seems to widen and form into a door that just leads into inky black darkness.
Oh.
Can I somehow see or detect what the plane might be on the other side of the inky black darkness? Or
Make an Arcana check.
Ooh,
I'm also under the assumption that we've long rested.
We did,
Party
yeah,
mansion.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I still have old stats on mine, so I'll just update that.
Fill
can-
up those spell slots and everything.
Yeah.
You recognize that it is a portal, and that it is an elemental portal.
Mhm.
So you can't be sure where it leads to from this side of it or just based on a knowledge check. But Prismatica, you met her in the Earth Temple, so you know
Yeah.
that her magic is tied to earth
The
elemental plane.
All right, I think we should just step in.
Well, before we do that, I'd like to remind you of how amazingly I destroyed the Kraken before and everything else. So I should probably lead us as a great leader does. And everyone give yourself 14 bonus hit points.
Oh, I thought you wanted to go in first to chat up Prismatica.
Well, there's also that, but
Okay.
gotta buff up first.
When Kelnozz says Prismatica, the workers around the crystal pause for a moment and kneel to the ground.
Ooh,
Ooh.
that's. You know, we should be running this town. They should be kneeling to us. What is this?
Oh, so you serve Prismatica?
Now,
I speak to the workers.
didn't we hand the townsfolk to her to do all of her evil bidding?
Evil?
Evil is a
What are you talking about?
charged term.
Seems pretty fair.
The townsfolk volunteered.
No, that's
There
not
was
true
all
either.
back.
We paid for the townsfolk to work for Prismatica, and they decided to give all the money back out of the kindness of their hearts. I don't think we can be held for any sort of moral responsibility for any of this. And I
Agreed.
challenge anyone who tries to blame Kelnozz for this.
Well,
I won't
Prismatic
have it.
promise they'll be healthy and happy, and we see that they're chilling. But still, like, people are missing. Like this.
People are missing, or people are gainfully employed.
Well, this town doesn't have its
Got 'em.
infrastructure anymore.
I'm a strict believer in trickle-down economics, so as long as Prismatica and her industry is going well, then surely those below will be lifted up by their bootstraps.
But our top architects and generals are working for Prismatica now, and not the town.
Ah, that's true.
I feel like you tried to wink there, Radosh, but you really just scrunched your whole face together.
Dude, you know how
It was awesome.
right now?
I thought it was a good wink.
Yeah, but however, like I'm just saying, man. Like I agree that Prismatica needs a workforce, but we need the town to run to like do stuff.
Yeah, let's speak to her and let's see if we can work something out.
Yeah, we should like
So I
work out.
push Grage
Has
into the
she
portal.
actually provided us with anything at this point?
Well,
We need-
she's given me a very powerful
Giving a bunch of
sword.
sexual favors to Kelnozz over here. With questionable morals attached to them.
Okay, so you guys are entering the portal.
I believe I was shoved in. Yes,
I push Grage in first, yeah, but then I follow.
Okay, so as you guys step through the portal, you have a sensation of like walking through sand, where like every part of your body is kind of being pushed against grains of sand as you go through pure black, and then after a moment, you come out into the light, and you each kind of step into a kind of like square chamber here, where the walls are made out of very smooth stone, and standing before you is a bulking creature made out of crystal, and his face is strangely human, but he stands as a guard here watching, and from behind you can see the portal remains.
Hard.
Hello. We're looking for Prismatica.
The creature looks at you, and with eyes that have a certain amount of sadness in them. It seems to look at you, and the eyes seem to plead out with you, but the creature's mouth, which is just basically like a crack in its ruby crystal body, is immobile.
This does not look good,
I don't know.
I inquire.
Wise.
And there's a hallway that leads to your right, a door to the north, and a door to the west.
Well, can you just
Our path?
Can I just look in more into this creature to see in particular, like, if there's any conflicting messages this thing is sending? As you mentioned, the eyes are crying for help, and yet this thing is standing strong.
I just want to ask really quick, Eric, what did you say?
Sorry.
Is it like impeding our path?
As you guys shift around, if you were to take any steps towards the doors, it does seem to try and get in your way. Ashbark, you can make an insight check if you wish.
Oh. Yeah.
You have the strong impression from this creature that it is a being that has undergone a transformation, and that it's not living in its true nature, and that it's unpredictable. Basically, depending on what magic is being afflicted upon it. But it does move to try and block your path if you guys even kind of point yourself in specific directions. It seems to kind of shift.
I warned the group, this thing is not natural.
You guys hear a voice. You guys hear a voice echoing through the caverns and recognize it as Prismatica's voice. And you can hear say, the would-be masters return. Welcome to my domain. Have you come here to grow my power even more? Or have you come for some trinkets that I have been designing for you? And she starts laughing.
Well, we came to talk to you about the expansion of your ruby crystal here, and how you've conscripted some of the city folk
Definitely.
and bent them to your will.
And the trinkets. Don't forget.
And the trinkets.
And I need boots.
Apparently, we're all just ready and willing to sell our souls for some loot. So if you can just expedite that, cast upon us whatever curses you have.
The voice echoes and says, my followers here are content and work to my pleasure. They don't need your savings.
Well, some of their family members need their family back.
And we need the city to run.
And we know
Yeah.
Eleander's a grouchy old guy. He's not content anywhere.
Yeah, there's some key members of the city that we need to get back.
She just laughs at all of these comments and says, I'm afraid they're not going anywhere.
Well, I thought we had an arrangement.
She laughs again and says, we did, and I have grown powerful from that arrangement. Pray do not change the arrangement more.
Get out of here. So, Prismatica, you would go back on your word and attempt to betray us. when we've done everything that you've asked for in the past. Where are your morals, ma'am?
The echoing voice just continues to laugh and says, I haven't broken any of my arrangements. I asked for a place to do my machinations, and I have set up a very nice home here.
Yes, but you've expanded too much and encroached upon the town more than we agreed.
We didn't make any agreements on that.
I mean, we said you could have a reasonable space for your blacksmith. You can't grow this area exponentially. The town can't support growth like
This is
that.
perfectly within reason. A creature of my majesty requires this much power and labor.
I'm going to tag Grage in here. Grage, good luck. Get in there, buddy.
She says, wander these halls if you will. I have several trinkets in store for you. But disturb not my workers, nor any other inhabitants you see in these caverns. Save for those who are working on our trinkets for you. And you can see the crystal creature here kind of stand and doesn't relax as much, but is no longer as tensely standing on guard.
Well,
Let's look at the trinkets.
I mean, we could look at the trinkets, I suppose.
Invited us to explore. Let's explore her world.
Sounds hot.
Okay, so you guys have 3 directions available to you.
Borbs, at this point you gotta know we're paralyzed by choice.
3 ordinal directions here.
You go south.
Let's do too many.
Search for a secret door.
I search for a 4th option. Muddy the water.
We choose the first direction.
Which one's the first one? Let's debate it.
Well, wait a sec. This guy.
Well,
how are
I
we
mean,
gonna get past this? What about this being that stands before us? He doesn't seem to want us to go any direction.
Immobilized, right?
Yeah, he's out of the way now.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's like basically stood down.
Okay, well, let's just look around this corner. How about that?
Here you go, Tharhun. Lead the way.
Yes. This is decisive leadership.
Go meat shield.
Okay, so in this room, you see there's a number of people who are kind of doing menial labor, doing work. Most of them are, they have pickaxes and they're kind of working the stone that makes up the walls here. And let me just find where am I at here. But you do see there's one person who, and these all look like town folks, but there's this one town folk who has a pair of boots on, and this guy is basically floating in the air, and his legs are going in different directions, and every now and then he slams into a wall and then goes back into the middle of the room, slams into the ceiling, and you can see this guy's battered and bruised, but awake and like kind of shrieking. And you can hear Prismatica's voice and say, Perhaps a pair of boots for the intrepid adventurer. And the man falls, and the boots kind of fall off his feet.
Yes.
There you go. Some cursed boots for you.
Good old cursed boots.
I take the cursed boots from this corpse which fell down. And actually, I investigate the boots. I'm pleasantly surprised because all my life I had complex because of my very short feet, and this is great. But what are those boots? Can I perceive?
Yeah, the boots look incredibly well made, very fine leather. They have small wings attached to the side where the heels are.
Excellent, excellent. I look at the group and say, like, I truly need this for...
I have a really bad feeling, Ashbark.
Really?
Yeah, these items are extremely powerful, and I'm worried that it could corrupt us all.
Given...
Sounds like someone who wants to keep all the items for themselves might say.
No.
Yeah, all of you have acquired so many wonderful items through your adventures while I was hugging trees in the forest.
I would be willing to cast off the blade that was given to me if it would convince the others to not take these magic items.
You're not able to cast off that blade due to the curse.
Fine.
It looks like you just can't let that one go.
Kelnozz, I can remove curses.
Could you remove this curse?
Including the target's attunement to a cursed magic item.
I try to dramatically throw the sword down, but it stays in my hand.
I'm not sure if this would apply.
Undo a debilitating effect.
Oh yeah.
So
I have
that
the
would-
same thing.
Did that work?
So it would break his attunement to it, but it would not remove the curse from the actual object.
How would you remove a curse? What spell would remove a curse?
Does a remove curse spell.
I can do that. Here,
Do you
I'll
have it?
I'll show you what it does. You don't get to keep the item, really, but it lets you drop it.
Remove all curses affecting one creature or object end. Yeah, so at least I could throw it onto the ground, right?
It's similar, yeah.
All right,
Well,
Kelnozz.
let's just decide as a group, like, do we want to take magic items that are cursed and are destroying the town, but will increase our power, or do we want to do the right thing and try to end this whole Prismatica situation?
Well,
Anyone who says we're
Okay.
taking the side of devils
from my point of
is
view,
destroyed by me.
the Prismatica is your problem, Kelnozz. I'm here to fix the elemental disturbances, and Prismatica can, like, yeah. It's your town. I just came here.
Oh, wise Eikooc. What do you think?
Powerful magic items are not powerful if they come with curses.
Doesn't that make them extra powerful?
I
Power
cast this
within
blade
power?
off, and I point at Tharhun. Hit me up with that remove curse.
I do that.
So truly, Kelnozz, you advise against these wonderful boots with
Man,
wings.
this sword was amazing. I'm giving up all my DPS. I don't think
Just-
you understand how weak I am without
Just
this
as
weapon.
Ashbark was lacing up these boots, getting ready to.
See here, the most greedy among us is willing to give up these abilities.
It's true.
Everyone else must surely be able to resist temptation. Now let us move to find Prismatica and deal with this once and for all.
So
I resist the temptation by putting the boots in my pouch, not on my feet.
So when Tharhun casts this magic on the sword glows with copper lightning for a few moments, and you can feel the connection break with you, Kelnozz. And when you throw it to the ground, it doesn't hit the ground, and it starts floating. And you can hear Prismatica's voice echoing through the cavern, with a hint of frustration in her voice, and she says, "You reject my gifts? How dare you?" And the sword starts flying in the air and starts to attack you.
Oh, Jesus.
Did it to the fire!
So, let's just do... I don't think that hits you, does it?
No, it misses.
So it basically flies right at you, trying to stab you, but you dodge out of the way, and it basically keeps flying and flies down the cavern.
Well, that's someone else's problem now. Let's find Prismatica.
Would the sword not return to its maker? Perhaps it's leading us down the path towards Prismatica. Or in the opposite direction to her secret storeroom of super powerful items. 50-50.
Why don't I just call out? Prismatica, show yourself. We're not interested in your trinkets.
You
Trinkets.
hear no response as you ask her to show herself. And
Even though he called her items trinkets?
She
To be
called
fair,
her
she
own
called
items
them
trinkets.
too.
After
Yeah.
a few moments,
touche.
after a few moments, her voice can be heard saying, "Don't be frightened. These boots are merely the beginning."
I'm excited.
So where do you guys head from here?
Well, let's work our way through all the rooms, and she's probably in one of them.
Seems logical.
Metagame this a little bit.
I suggest this door.
I follow Tharhun, now filled with the vigor of Maraganor.
There you go.
I tell Ashbark, there's no known way to remove a curse from an item.
Okay.
Yeah.
Didn't Tharhun just use the Light of Maraganor to...
Just lets you drop it.
Yeah. Maybe I can live with the curse. Maybe it's not a bad one.
Just
gonna have
shapes
to
a little or
risk it.
something.
Alright, you open up this door, and after a short hallway, it leads into a very large chamber here, where in the middle of this chamber is a wide hole, like a chasm or a crack in the ruby ground, and there's like a swirling vortex underneath it, or not underneath it, but within this hole. And hanging above this swirling vortex is a 10-foot ruby crystalline stalactite. And inside it, you can see Eleander Fireborn is kind of encased in the crystal, and you can see kind of like magical energy is being drawn up from around him up into this crystal, and then up into the very cavern structure itself. And this is like this is the main chamber from what you can see because of its length, and kind of up on a ridge near the wall, you can see Prismatica, and she's kind of got more finely dressed jewels and gems on her, and she sits upon a ruby drake, kind of in a position where she's kind of watching over this cavern here, which is basically has like a dozen or so people who are again kind of doing menial basic work.
Do we recognize any of the people, or are they just more townsfolk, or can we identify like Eleander or something toiling away?
And Charlie.
Eleander is inside the crystal stalactite.
Oh.
Yeah,
oh.
Yeah, it's a 10-foot crystal stalactite, and inside is Eleander, kind of frozen. You can tell he's alive, but he's trapped in this crystal stalactite with magical energy being drawn out of him and feeding the cavern.
Is he the only one in the stalactite, or can we see the other missing council members? Or is it like a solo stalactite?
Over this chasm, there is just the one stalactite, and you can only see Eleander inside of it. But you guys can see in the distance there is another swirling vortex hole, and another purple stalactite, but it is a little hard to see. You can't tell if there's anyone in it or not.
Jailbreak.
How do we get them out of here?
Anyone who is proficient in Arcana can make an Arcana check.
Get in there, Yuck.
So you're recognizing that there's a portal underneath these people, and it is anyone's guess where this portal leads. It could lead back to the material plane. It could lead to the astral plane. It could be annihilation once you fall into that portal.
Okay.
Well, I don't think we should try that.
Send Bims.
Seems risky. Send Bims.
Yeah, I could send Bims.
This poor little shoulder demon you've got. Just the Theron of our group at this point, since Theron's gone.
What about the fact that we've found Prismatica? Was kind of our objective, right?
Yeah, shouldn't we confront her and...
But we didn't explore other rooms for other magical gifts.
We can't accept any gifts here.
Yeah, they're all cursed.
JPEGs only.
Everyone make a perception check.
Ooh, I can do that with my eyes closed.
Disadvantage.
Okay, well, Ashbark, Kelnozz, and Eikooc here. You notice as you are watching Prismatica, as she kind of overlooks the chasm and her workers here, you notice that very faintly there is like magical traces of energy surrounding her, and the magic that's being drawn out of Eleander Fireborn and kind of coursing through the actual ceiling and walls seems to be drawing over her and creating a very hard to see bubble.
We need to free the people in the stalactites in order to make her weaken her.
Yeah.
She seems to be shielded.
And
Yeah.
and you said underneath each of these crystals is like a portal. Like if we were to smash the crystal, the
We don't
body inside
know.
would fall through
Yeah, and
the portal potentially to wherever it leads. Okay. Could be good, could be bad.
probably bad.
Could be heaven.
Do you think a dispel magic could break apart a stalagmite? Like, are they of magical origin, or is it like a physical thing? Can I tell?
With make an Arcana check.
I suck at that. Oh, not bad.
It's possible if this crystal is clearly magical, so it's not completely outside of the realm of possibility. But depending on the nature of the magic, if it's not really a spell, then your dispel magic might not have any effect. So you'd have to try it and see.
I think, why don't we try to get in position around Eleander? I'll try dispel on it, and then someone can like jump and like maybe Grage could like jump and grab him while he's falling.
If only we
or-
had somebody who could fly.
I could fly, I suppose. Yeah.
Yeah, we can.
Can anyone else fly?
What about a air elemental that swallows them into a
I mean,
nicely arranged vortex that guides them over to the safety of the side?
we could make an air elemental, grab him and float him, carry him, grapple him back, but Great Girls example.
Seems risky.
No, I mean air elemental. It's not risky at all. That would be zero risk in that. Then I can summon an external one, so I would not even be there. But okay. So if that's what we're gonna do,
I'll throw myself at it. I don't mind.
no. But yeah. But I.
Okay, so let's get into position around Eleander.
Well, how can we even stand near him? Is this like a giant hole?
Well, okay. To be safe, I will use the mandolin. I'll cast fly on myself. And then I'm gonna say, hey guys, I'm gonna try this.
I'm gonna
Or
cast.
you know what? You know what's even better? I should do telekinesis. I'll do telekinesis on him as soon as assuming that the stalagmite breaks apart.
Wait, how are we
Right.
gonna make the stalagmite break apart?
So I'm gonna try dispel magic. And if dispel magic works, if he starts to fall, I will telekinesis him.
Ooh, so you're gonna.
Does that sound good? Bob, can I do 2 like spells in a row like that? Because does it count as we're in initiative order? Like
No, we're
Some
not
sort
in
of, like-
we're not in initiative, so no, I don't have a problem with you doing this. Basically,
okay, so let me try dispel magic. I focus on the stalagmite here.
dispel magic. You can see that the magical energies that is kind of being drawn out from Eleander seem to stop, but the actual physical crystal remains.
Hmm.
You can
Okay.
hear Prismatica grunt in frustration, and after a moment, the magical energies start drawing again, and she says, "Leave him alone. He and his companions draw power to me. They're what I will use to provide you with the tools you need to save your realm."
Save our realm. What do you mean by save our realm?
Yeah.
Have you given up your quest against the Sapphire King and his machinations with the elemental forces?
I hope not.
Well, I question, why would we replace the evil of the Sapphire King with the Ruby Queen?
Ooh.
You can see her smile up there, and she says, "Oh,
Inspiration.
I do like the sound of that."
I wonder, could you make the items for us that lack the curses aspect?
I peddle cursed items only.
As she speaks, you notice the crystal creature stomp into the room here. And she says...
The one from the door?
Yes. And she says, every gift comes with a cost. You cannot attain great power if you're not afraid to pay the necessary costs.
Have
Is it
you?
a gift if it costs something?
Pardon?
Is it a gift if it actually costs something?
Mm,
Oh.
Give it freely.
It is the greatest gift.
Is it?
It seems like a scam to me.
Seems like she's peddling some deadly wares here.
Yeah.
She frowns and says, if you wish to end our arrangement, you can be dismissed from my realm.
But let me ask you this. You have great power, but what great cost did you pay for such power?
My powers are tied to those who make arrangements with me.
Oh. Oh.
My kind, my powers are unlocked from the wishes of others. It was you who offered me a place to do my work, and the people to complete it. I've given you a mighty blade.
you've taken too much from this town, Prismatica. You've taken their leaders. You've taken this whole quarter. You've taken many of the villagers. It's too much. It must end now.
Wait, Prismatica, you just mentioned it's completed. We have given you this and you completed what you needed, so you can let the villagers go. I believe that was also part of our arrangement when the work is done.
My abode is not completed, nor is my work done. I continue to make great feats of smithy and forging for you.
Sure.
Leave this man in his prison. Wander the halls further. It's not too late to reclaim that blade.
We won't be leaving without Eleander and Charlie and who else was here?
This girl.
Dorsal toe.
Yeah.
Ursula Toe.
I don't know what it is about that name. I love it.
Let's maybe we could look around a little more over here.
Perhaps find her weaknesses.
Yeah, just a little powwow over here. Yep, just taking a look around. Maybe some items are over here that we could get cursed by.
As
Come on.
you get closer, you can see that inside this ruby stalactite is Charlie Chimebeard. And he is also he's seemingly alive, but suspended in the crystal stalactite here with magical energy drawing from him.
Okay.
Well, team, she really seems to have us here. I mean, our friends are trapped in Ruby. If we try to smash them out, they may fall to their doom. And who
I
knows what else.
think maybe at this point, since this is an ongoing thing, I could summon air elemental to sort of like embrace this guy as.
Well, we gotta find some way to to smash the crystal as well.
Yeah,
Like
I
we seem to
mean-
be able to stop the magic extremely temporarily, but we gotta actually free them from the crystal.
Maybe we can stop the magic, and while this temporary thing is happening, the elemental can snag the body and just.
But it
Kind of-
didn't. It just stopped the magic. They're still entombed
it.
in the
Yes.
crystal, right?
We
So
can
we gotta find a way
smash
to
it.
break this crystal.
I can summon an arcane hand to smash the crystal.
Now we should be careful here. Is the orc leader trapped in crystal too? Because the orc leader was missing, right?
That's right. Yes.
Your
There's probably
leader is
a third
missing.
We should find the orc leader and we should experiment on that crystal.
I agree.
That one first.
It's actually pretty genius. Like,
Inspiration. You have inspiration. It's horrible. But yeah.
Horrible inspiration.
It's
That's
just more
inspiration for racism.
fun. Not.
it's for science, Kevin.
It's just the better of the odds, you know. Just these other ones
What
are
about-
building me stuff.
what about Prismatica's ruby crystal? We still have it, don't we?
I do. Yeah, I still have it.
Could we like summon her somewhere that we could take her away from her power and like trap her somewhere maybe or something?
The party mansion.
Welcome to the party mansion.
Like,
No
pull
one
her,
ever leaves.
pull her out of the dimension. You mean?
Well, I don't know. How does that thing work?
Who needs?
Well, when we done it before, it summons her.
Yeah.
It summons her to where we're standing, basically.
Okay. So is there any place where she would be?
Oh, could you like
weak?
teleport the? Oh no, I think someone has to be there.
Yeah, but who's to say she doesn't have the same amount of power wherever she is?
Yeah,
That's
and
true.
like,
Source
who's
of
to
her
say she
power.
couldn't just refuse the summoning?
Someone back.
We're
Right away.
here. We see the source of her power. I say we do something about it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if only there wasn't that gaping chasm, I would just smash it with my greatsword. I'm sure that would solve all our problems. But can anyone
But-
fill it in, or?
Fill
Yeah.
in this gaping chasm.
Well,
Probably could.
people have magical
no.
powers.
Don't create a platform. Fill in the gaping.
Well, I mean,
The whole thing.
technically, yes.
One. You know what? We could employ the workers that she's employing now to fill in the chasm one shovel of dirt at a time.
I
Yo,
technically just need a Tharhun-sized walkway to get close to it, so I can start smashing.
but can we use a giant hand and move the crystal? Like they're floating. Can we use maybe Eikooc, the hand
Oh.
to
Yeah,
move the
are these things movable?
We
I
haven't,
don't
we
know.
haven't tried, like... Could I try shooting one of them with an arrow and see if it has any effect?
But once we find the orc,
yeah.
Well, you could aim lower on the stalag. I mean, yeah.
I cast Arcane Hand to at least catch the guy that Ryan's about to shoot
Yeah,
an
okay.
arrow
Ryan,
at
take
the
a
stalagmite.
shot. Try to smash it. I have a backup plan if this doesn't work.
Okay. Do I just roll an attack?
Yep.
Okay.
You
Would I
can
have
use the prismatic cannon.
advantage? I could use the prismatic cannon.
Be-
Yeah, let's use the
Apropos.
prismatic cannon. I'm gonna use that.
Mm-hmm.
Bob is nodding, but
All right, with a 7, unfortunately you miss.
Yeah, that's a whiff. That's a whiff.
take another shot. I mean, you're just warming
Pop
up.
that counter down. Yeah, it's just a warm up round. Gotta get used to this cannon.
So that's 99. Okay, 12, you do hit. 22 damage. A large chunk of the crystal gets blown away by the beam of light, the purple beam of light that shoots out and hits the thing, and a spider web of cracks crisscross the rest of the stalactite. So it looks like it's basically moments away from shattering.
And I use the hands to like grapple,
Jiggle it.
like grasp him through it and just crack it off. Kind of thing.
You grasp him like this, Kevin? Just like that? From under the stairs?
You gotta have the twist.
You need a twist.
So your hand is able to kind of like wrap around in the crystal, and
Classic.
The old
As it-
reach around.
as it crushes it a little bit, the crystal falls away in dust, and a few seconds later you hear the sputtering and coughing and Dwarven cursing as Chimebeard seems to reanimate and kind of wake up from his stupor in your hand.
I bring him back to us.
He seems basically very not injured so much. You don't see any wounds on him, but he seems very fatigued. He's barely standing on his own 2 feet and seems exhausted. But he mumbles out a thanks and starts looking around, wondering where he is.
Apparently, you're safe. You're with us. Well, relatively safe. Safer.
We're in mortal danger at this point. We're actively smashing Prismatica's power source.
And when it shatters, you can hear Prismatica's voice, a snarl of anger echoing throughout the cavern. And you can see thin cracks kind of snap along the edge of the walls and the ceilings. And it's only a moment later when you hear the thuds as the crystalline creature seems to be coming towards you, and from the hallway to the west, another one rears its head.
What?
And we will now roll initiative,
Oh god.
as they very clearly are headed your way with their fists raised.
Are both of them hostile right now?
Yes.
Oh, 8.
An 8,
How
Ryan!
did you get 8?
An 8. That's like the second worst roll I've ever had for initiative.
You rolled 2 3s.
Yeah.
Ooh, Grage.
Great.
Nice.
Wipes the floor with us.
Okay, so these guys.
Okay, Grage, you're up.
The tile size 10.
Yes, sorry.
Alright, so Grage is going to sprint on the tips of his toes over here. And he's going to do a classic advantage. uppercut.
Okay, go ahead.
And I'm assuming these aren't human-like or
No.
orc-like. Okay.
Alright, so 13.
We're gonna try and stun this guy.
Okay. So it needs to do a fortitude save, con save. And he fails. So your fist leaves a small crack, but you can see him reel from that. Okay, 16. 16 is a miss, unfortunately.
26 is a
26
hit.
is a hit. Alright, so your second attack doesn't manage to seem to do any damage against this crystalline form, but your third attack follows up, doing some more damage to him.
Yeah, I yell over to my colleagues that this dude is stunned and you have advantage on attacks against him.
Okay. Ashbark is up next.
Is that thing could I consider it a humanoid?
No.
Oh.
These things are essentially constructs.
Yeah, they have a human face. In that case, can't really do. What is the casting time on this? 1 minute. I guess the only thing I can really do right now, but no, that's gonna be. Who goes after me? Kelnozz, Bryn, everybody. Sure, why not? I will cast to see Blight on this guy. On this non-stunned guy here.
Okay. So let's see the spell description here.
Okay.
Necrotic damage. Okay, no problem there. So is saving throw. Constitution saving throw.
Constitution, yeah. Ooh, nice, +5. Okay, so I burned the spell slot, and for my movement, I move.
Oh, it
10.
has this. Do you
Oh,
want, Radish,
sorry.
do you want to choose a
Yeah.
different spell? Because I did let you know it's a construct.
Oh, right. And I should. And this is a.
And this has no effect on constructs. So if you'd like to choose a different spell, that's okay.
Yes, of course I do. Okay, well, in this case, I'm gonna move 10, 25, and I'm going to Thorn Whip this guy.
Oh, can we thorn whip him into the cliff? Off the cliff?
No, I can only move him towards me.
Okay, well that's a hit, but just if you don't mind putting yourself in a quadrant of the square you're in, just so we know exactly where you are. And that's
Sorry.
definitely a hit.
And 20. Wait, yeah, anyway, I think I was here, and he moves for 10 damage. 3 plus 2 plus 5. Yeah,
Okay, 10 damage, and he comes 10 feet closer to you.
correct.
Alright, your thorn wraps around his huge crystalline form and yanks him forwards. Anything else on your turn?
Nope, that is all.
Okay, Kelnozz is up.
Do they count as magical creatures?
I'd say yes, yeah.
Okay, like it's a magical object. I wonder, I'm gonna try to toss it off the cliff using telekinesis. I'm gonna try telekinesis again. Let's see if this works. It's gonna be a strength check if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Is it huge?
No, it's large.
Okay, so I can do huge or smaller creature.
So you need
Make
to
an
make
ability check contested by the creature's strength check.
So go ahead and roll a charisma check for you.
I think you roll against my spell save DC.
This is make an ability check with your spellcasting ability.
So what do I roll? Sorry?
D20 plus charisma.
D20 plus charisma. Not proficiency?
Nope.
Okay. Wow.
Ooh. Do you have inspiration that you'd like to use?
I believe I do. I'm pretty sure someone's given me inspiration since we've been playing.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There we go.
Alright, so it looks like you do... Oh, the creature is lifted upwards and is suspended in midair. On subsequent rounds, you can use your action to attempt to maintain your telekinetic grip on the creature by repeating the contest.
Yeah, if you win the contest, you can move the creature 30 feet in any direction, including upward. So I would move him 30 feet in this direction. Like off the edge. Like he's not going up, he's going horizontally. And I'll just huck him off the cliff. 30 feet.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Okay, so you can move him 30 feet?
Yeah.
Okay, which direction do you move him?
This direction.
So 30 feet is going to put that's 20, so this would be 30.
Does it?
Is he like tumbling into the pit?
Right now, he's kind of over the lip of the pit, so...
Okay.
Can I take an attack of opportunity then?
No, because he didn't use his speed to move.
Okay.
Yeah. So right now, Kev, if you were to let him go, I would roll a d2. And
To see if he falls?
and
Because he's on like the...
on a 1, I'd say he falls onto the ground, and on the 2, he falls into the pit.
Or if I can keep concentration for a round, I can throw him the rest of the way. Because I can only move him up to a total of 60 feet away from me. So basically, assuming I still have concentration, I'll chuck him the rest of the distance.
And he is
Cool.
now restrained, so advantages on attacks against him and such.
Yeah, and I'll give Bardic Inspiration to Bryn, because he's next, as my bonus action. And that's it for me.
Okay, Bryn.
So, protect me, please.
Bryn, you're up.
I will. I guess I might as well fire arrows at the other one. What's the sleep effect on that one?
He's stunned. He's stunned until
he's
the end
stunned?
of Grage's next turn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
won't break it. We got
So I won't
advantage.
break it. Had advantage anyways.
Double advantage.
Double advantage. Automatic hit. Add
Yep.
critical.
You roll
Automatic
4
critical.
times.
There we go. Take that, Borbs. 108 damage.
I believe him.
Don't even need to roll.
Don't even need to roll.
Let's do it anyway.
Okay, so I feel like I should sharpshooter shot this guy. You know what? I'm gonna sharpshooter shot with the prismatic cannon.
Ooh.
That's pretty rough shot. It's -5, isn't it?
You know what else is rough?
It is, but it's with advantage.
Oh, the advantage.
Right? The advantage is what makes the -5 worth taking the risk for.
That's spicy.
There we go, 19.
It's a hit.
Yeah, for 34 radiant damage. Unless the sharpshooter shot does a different type of damage.
Nope.
I don't think so.
So that was the stun one, correct?
That was a stunned one, yeah.
Okay. So this purple beam fires out, and a small chunk of ruby crystal seems to fly away from this creature.
No, this is a reload weapon, so I can't fire it twice in the same turn, right?
Correct.
Okay. I will take out my bow. Can I do that halfway through a turn to make a second attack? Pretty proficient with the bow. I mean,
Technically, no.
pretty proficient with it though. Like it's
He's very
basically
skilled
an
with the bow.
extension of my arm and hand.
Yeah, I'm gonna say unfortunately no. You gotta decide on your turn if you want to use the gun or take your full bow action.
Forgot about the reload action. Got me again, new magic item. This wasn't cursed, right? This wasn't Prismatica's weapon, was
No.
it?
I found this outside of a ruby structure. No. No curse that you know of. It does. Yeah. That you know of.
No curse that you know of. Okay. I will. No one's wounded.
Pretty stacked at the moment.
Yeah. This is our first battle after rest.
Okay, second attack.
You're
Both
up
things
next,
are kinda
Diak.
like restrained.
I guess that's it. Because I can't
already
do a
moved on.
second attack, so.
Alright. Iak's up.
All right. So I command my hand that I had summoned before to go to this guy here. Is he in the pit, falling into the pit, on the edge of the pit?
He's on the lip of the pit.
Yeah, he's, as I said, if he were
It's
to
like a
fall
50%
right now,
chance he'll tumble in.
Yeah, 50 in, 50 out.
All right. Sorry, I just have to pull up the hand. I think I have clicked here a second ago. Yeah, forceful hand, grasping hand, interposing hand, clenched fist. There you go. Forceful hand. The hand attempts to push a creature within 5 feet of its direction in a direction that you choose. Make a check with the hand's strength contested by the strength athletics of the target. If the target is medium or smaller, you have advantage. Is he medium?
No, he's large.
It's large.
Large.
Womp womp.
But he's telekinesis, so advantage, no? He's restrained.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah.
theoretically, you'd be pushing against Nybert's hold on him.
But I would,
it's-
like,
yeah, it's-
allow it to be pushed.
yeah.
He's trying to get it in.
Yeah, I'm just trying to push it that last 5 feet.
Just a
My,
tip.
my hand's got a strength of 26. So it's pretty strong.
Yeah, I'm fine if you want to allow it to be moved.
So I will use that, and I will roll.
If Nybert's not gonna resist, then you don't
No,
need to
I
roll.
won't. I could not resist Yuck.
Alright. So that's the hands thing. So I'll move over here and I will cast. I'm gonna cast Shatter on this guy.
Okay.
And I'm gonna cast it at level. Cast it at higher level 4. Why not?
I don't know if you need to waste too much on this. He's stunned.
Done. He's about to be shattered.
But we're gonna have to blast him eventually, right?
Yeah, but we get to go through everyone first.
Hmm.
So what do the rules of Shatter say here?
True.
A creature made of inorganic material, such as stone or crystal, has disadvantage on the saving throw.
Ah, okay. So I shouldn't have rolled advantage there, but I did roll a 22. So
Alright, well you take half then. So was that 27 plus 9?
36, 18.
Yeah.
Okay, resounding boom emanates around the creature here, and more cracks grow throughout the crystal. It's still looking very hardy though. Anything else in your turn?
Nope, that's it.
Okay, Tharhun is up.
Alrighty. I'm probably going to teleport over here using a Misty Step bonus action. And then I'm going to lash at this guy with advantage.
Okay, 23 is a hit. Although I don't think you're blessed at the moment, but 22 is a hit.
No, I don't know why that's happening. Oh, I got a check mark where I shouldn't have. Just take care of that. I unleash the damage. Roll a 1. Comes a 5, so that's plus 4 damage. And I will.
Hold on. 29 plus 4, 33.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I will do that again. Because it was awesome.
Okay, the creature's 21 hits. The creature is now like a spider web of cracks and chunks missing. Oh, jeez. 29?
Yep.
It's definitely looking worse for wear at this point. But it also looks like it's getting ready to attack you there. Anything else in your turn?
Can I smite it?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll smite it. I'll just use a level 1 Smiterino. Blam!
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, it's awesome roll.
Alright. Is that it for Tharhun?
Yep. Yep.
Alright, the creature... The creature raises its arm in the air, and the same kind of magical energy that is being fed through the stalactites seems to kind of grow up or glow up into the floor and up into this creature, and it like shines through a bright light out of its crystalline form, making everybody too close to it need to turn their head here. So anyone who's going to start their turn within 10 feet of this golem, now that it's bright and glowing, is going to have to do a wisdom saving throw or be blinded.
This one.
Yeah, the one that you and Tharhun are around.
Wisdom.
So that is its action. So yep, go ahead and do your wisdom saving throw, Grage. You get a
+2.
+2.
+2.
The light is incredibly bright, and you are blinded until the start of your next turn. Actually, you know what? I'm very dumb. This creature was stunned, so he did not get bright.
I thought you were doing it through like some other magic.
Nope. I just was eager to take a turn. But
Silly
no,
Bob, you don't get to play this game.
It's all good. Yeah, no, I should have remembered. So, no worries about being blind. It's stunned until the end of your turn, I believe, Grage. So, go ahead and do as you will.
Yeah.
A 13 misses. Oh, you've got a 25 in there. So, yep, 25. You hit on that one.
Double fail there though. Wow.
And
10 damage.
okay. So, at the end of your turn, the creature kind of shakes its head and realizes it's barely keeping itself together here. Ashbark?
I'm going to actually cast Long Strider on me because I can't really get to anywhere right now. That's my action. So I have 35 movement now. And this guy is almost crumbling. I will actually pass my turn because, that is my action.
Okay. Kelnozz, you're up.
All right. I guess just to be safe, with Kevin's mage hand, arcane hand, is it safe to say that if I release, he's gone? There's 0% chance. Okay. So I guess I'll just release.
He makes it.
What?
Yeah.
I'll release. I'll end the spell. Basically, I'll end concentration.
Okay, so the creature starts falling and disappears into the vortex and is gone.
Take that. Okay, I'll use the
So we
rest.
definitely don't want our friends falling down this chasm then.
Well, yeah, they'd have to fight the crystal monster. At the very best. Best case scenario is they have to fight that crazy thing.
He just fell in the middle of salt marsh.
Oh god. Okay, I'll use my movement to walk over here. 10, 20, 30. And this dude is still stunned, correct?
Yep.
Then I will bardically inspire. Bryn, did you use it last time? I can't remember.
I did not.
Okay.
I did not.
I will bardically inspire Tharhun.
Nice.
I have 3 left. I'll save the last 3 for the inevitable battle with Prismatica. That's it.
Okay. Bryn is up.
I draw my bow and I fire a sharp shooter shot at the stunned.
It's no longer stunned.
construct. Oh, fair enough. Just going
It
by
hasn't
what the
attacked yet,
screen
though.
says. Still hasn't attacked?
Nope.
Oof.
Not ideal. So I'll still get advantage then?
Yeah.
If it hasn't had a
Sure.
real turn yet. Hit him with a bow. Oh! 26 critical. That's obviously a hit. So we'll do 15 plus 10, 25 piercing damage.
All
And
right.
then I'll...
The creature goes down to one knee, and you can see its eyes still kind of pleading and crying out internally. Seems to be asking for some sort of release. Will you grant it?
It's a full release situation. And I will hit him with a second shot to release him. 26 again.
Okay, so your arrow
15.
catches him, and the creature falls out on the ground, and basically shatters. All this crystal, all this ruby crystal, kind of breaks off in clumps, and underneath the rubble, you can see the body of a human, a townsfolk that seems to be kind of incapacitated but alive, kind of shifting and groaning.
We're bound to lose one down the chasm. Will he talk to us? Can we interact with him, or is he just like
Like Charlie
Jeff-
Jambeard, he is basically alive, but in a severely drained, exhausted, battered kind of condition. They basically have like one hit point, basically.
Well, we should clump him together with Charlie Chimebeard and keep all the wounded ones close to us. Unless someone has a way of helping them escape.
Keep them like close to us, I would think. I just
mean-
had a horrible idea. Not idea, question. So you said that those crystal constructs, they used to be human? Is that right?
This crystal golem-like creature, when you defeated it, it seemed to break apart, and
Yeah.
inside was
Okay.
was a person, or
Okay.
not so much inside, but this person was tied to this creature in some way.
Yep, that makes sense.
All right, so with one stalactite down, we will call it a night there, since it's getting pretty close to midnight.